Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to my Patreon video. As the title would suggest, obviously. For those of you who have been living under a YouTube rock, Patreon is a way to financially support creators who you enjoy. Essentially, there's different tiers, and you can choose to donate certain amounts per month or whatever the setup there is, and it's completely optional, or I suppose it depends on the creator in terms of how they choose to set up video content. As far as I'm going to be doing this, it's completely optional. So I'm not going to be walling off any content. As a creator, just the simple fact that people view my content and want to watch the things that I make, that's a huge thing for me, and I don't want to block that off from anyone. So why am I starting a Patreon? I like doing higher quality content, and as such, that takes much longer to make than daily uploads and things like that, and therefore you just don't make as much money. That's just how it is. You make money per how many views you're getting, and the more videos you upload, the more views you get, and the more likely you are to have a video just hit it big and hit it off. But I really like focusing on content that I feel like I would want to watch, and hopefully you guys would want to watch. And so something like this, anything like this, really helps a lot. And just to kind of break it down as an example, just how long it takes to make certain content. A Who Made video takes me about 20 to 40 hours. It's basically a full week of work for the most part. It kind of ranges, but that's one video a week if I'm only solely focusing on Who Made videos. And that's something where I could pump those out once a week, probably. But that would be the only content I could really make, except for maybe other stuff on top. Because I tend to work a lot of 60-hour weeks when I'm doing this, although then also streaming and all that. For my Chronicles of Gaming videos, I have to research it, buy various books for those research, and just the research alone takes hundreds of hours, because I'm just reading through multiple books and sources and all that, gathering all the information, trying to put it together in one well-written document, and then the editing for those, since it's almost all animation, basic animation, but most of it's animation, because there's not that much video content in it. That takes a long time to do, because I'm not just putting pictures up there, I'm actually moving things constantly. And just editing it alone can take 60 to 100 hours for those. Like the Nintendo, the NES video I did, since that's a 42-minute video, took me weeks to edit. Just editing all day, all night. So, yeah, so there's basically that's how long those ones take. A Super Show takes me roughly 100 to 200 hours. So for those, I have to capture the gameplay of the game that I'm doing, and I take notes while I'm doing that, so that's just however long the game takes to play. Then I write multiple scripts based off of that, which can take a while to do, as I tend to do multiple drafts. From there, I have to produce the whole thing, so set up the shoot. If I have a guest on, set that up with them. I have to buy props, do the shoots, which tend to take anywhere from 4 to 10 hours. And then after the shoots are over, edit everything. And editing alone can take over 100 hours. On top of that, and on top of everything, there's also the whole adpocalypse that's been going on. And I get hit irregularly, and I have no idea when. And what sucks is I can't really prepare too much for it, other than leaving a video unlisted for a while. I mean, that's one way. But I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, I still don't know. Like my Kirby video that I made recently, which was a discussion of Mario Odyssey, that got hit a couple days after I put it up, so even if I had it unlisted for 24 hours, I still would have gotten hit at some point with a demonetization. And typically, I can still fight those, and every video I've fought so far has been fine, and it's turned out I can remonetize those, but you still lose a bunch of money in that process. So obviously, that doesn't help. As far as tiers go, I was trying to think of ways that I could give you guys something and also not take too much time away from making content, because I tend to already work about 60 hours a week on everything. So it's hard to think of ways that I could do that. So what I figured was at a certain point, and I'm still, as I'm recording this, figuring out dollar amounts and everything like that. But basically, I figured that with the Who Made videos, I'd set up a way to vote where you could vote on what the next video would be, or the next Who Made video would be. And if you vote for something, and you get one vote essentially per month, or per Who Made video. And if your vote doesn't go in for that, like say you vote for the next one to be Zelda, and it's not a Zelda Who Made, that vote that you have carries over to the next round. So even if it's like a more obscure title or something that not that many people want, essentially if you vote for that every month, it should eventually, in theory, it should eventually get made. So that's kind of the idea, and I'll pay attention to that stuff too. But the idea is, I think a voting system like that would work, in that way you get to contribute, and if you have an idea for what video you'd like to see on that, you can let me know, and I will 100% take those into consideration. But that's basically the way I thought that people could kind of be involved. And I figured that at some point I might have it so you can vote on the next Super Show as well. It's just that those take so long to make, and a lot of times I bounce back and forth on what I can do and all that. And when Halloween comes up, since I always have a Halloween Super Show, I kind of have to plan that ahead. But in general, with that, I thought eventually there's a few more I have planned out that I 100% want to do. But once I finish those, I was thinking I might set it up so you could also vote on the next Super Show, which I think people might enjoy, because I think people seem to be pretty passionate about those. So that's it, and that's how I'm going to be doing my Patreon. Again, if you don't contribute anything or you don't want to, seriously, totally cool. Just getting your view and just watching one of my videos, that means the world to me. If you do want to help out in any other way that doesn't cost money or anything like that, honestly, just sharing my videos with friends or sharing it anywhere, that means a lot, and that really does help a lot. And also, just if you like Twitch, I finally started streaming on Twitch again, so you can go to Twitch, or you can subscribe on Twitch, or just follow on Twitch or anything. Again, that's just another avenue that helps a lot. So either of those are also really helpful. So, but again, just simply viewing my videos and not doing anything means the world to me. 100%. I'm so ecstatic that I get to have an audience and people who actually want to watch the content that I make. As someone, like I said before, as someone who creates content, that's the dream. That's what you want, and that's the goal. So just to have that is incredible. So thank you so much to everybody, period, who've watched me and supported me in the past, and no matter what. So thank you guys so much, and hope I don't get too much hate for doing a Patreon. We'll see what the internet has to say. All right, guys, I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much. Right now I'm working on a story and video games discussion video, and also my Kingsfield Super Show. So see you guys for that. Later, guys. Peace.
Space Amazon.
It's better than life support.
Space Amazon.
It's better than life support.